So we're going to give you guys a stretch routine that you can do at home that's a pretty complete stretch on its own. My advice when doing these is to make sure that you're not pushing too hard. They usually encourage that if you're going to do a stretch that's really hard, you have a good warm-up, you have a good workout where you're fatiguing almost to their entirety the muscles that you're going to be stretching, and then you can push further than you usually go because the muscles are good and warm. They don't tend to fight you as much when you're trying to do the stretches, and so that way you can really kind of push your limits. But that's the kind of thing that, like, when you're lifting weights, you don't always try to lift the heaviest weight you can for one rep. You usually go for lower weights that you can do at higher reps to try to have different objectives and different goals. And if you're doing that 1 rep maximum training, sometimes they'll only do that once a month, if even that. It's the same with the hard stretches. You don't want to have your hard stretches be the thing that you do all the time because you might cause injury, especially if you're not properly warmed up and the muscles aren't properly worked out. So this is the routine that I like to do, okay? Start off with 50 jumping jacks to help get yourself a little bit warmed up. I like to keep it interesting by turning directions each time I do 10, okay? 2 circles, 3 circles, 4 circles, 5 circles, 6 circles, 7 circles, 8 circles, 9 circles, 10 circles, 1 circle, 2 circles, 3 circles, 4 circles, 5 circles, 6 circles, 7 circles, 8 circles, 9 circles, 20 circles, 1 circle, 3 circles, 4 circles, 5 circles, 6 circles, 7 circles, 4 circle, 5 circle, 6 circle, 7 circle, 8 circle, 9 circle, 50 circle. I then like to move on into stretch and crescent kicks to gradually warm up my leg muscles because we do a lot of kicking in Taekwondo, okay? Lower levels to building up, increasing in intensity, but not pushing the limit too far, okay? We like to circle out our joints a little bit. then go to a static stretch, which means not moving, with my shoulders before moving on to the lower half of the body. This one hits the deltoid, usually the anterior deltoid, posterior deltoid. This one tends to be the tricep. Lower half of the body stretches or joint circles. Really go the full range of motion of the hips here. Don't just do these little things. Big range of motion. Legs straight, feet together, first of our stretches. I tend to do a slow 10 count. Right side over left. Left side over right. This straightens the back leg more, giving you a bigger stretch in that one. Feet apart, a little wider than your shoulder width apart. Legs straight, stretch down. Right leg, do not turn all the way. This is just bringing my head in line with my foot, pushing myself down. Other side, again, just bringing my head in line with my foot, bringing my chest to my knee. Center, grab, keep your back as straight as you can, and pull. Trying to keep our feet flat, you notice I have to widen a little. Lunge down to your right side. Notice the toe I don't come up on the toe. Same here, feet flat. Okay? And if that's this, that's what it is. Okay? Other side. Now taking it from the grind, we're gonna now turn so the toe goes up, taking this from the inside groin to the back of the leg, hamstring. Just be careful, do what you're capable of. Don't push too hard. If you're feeling unhappy stuff in your knee, we'll be doing this one, okay? those are the round kick and side kick muscles. So now we're gonna hit the front kick muscles. Turn, back leg straight, sinking the hips into the floor. Make sure the knee is not past the toe. If you're here, you don't get the benefit. Knee over the ankle. Variation, put the knee down, point the toe, keep everything in line. Don't turn out, don't open up. Everything in line. Careful. Opposite direction. Knee down, point the toe, come up, keep everything in line, nothing shifting sideways, okay? So I move my hands here to help me get out of this stretch, okay? Notice I'm up on my hands, not down on my elbows. Elbows is easier. This hits the hips a little bit more. Lunge split, middle split. Okay, so now that we've got our middle split, we're moving to our seated split. What I do is I sit in this position until I can feel it kind of loosen up. So we widen the feet and then I've got the tension there. Massage for a little bit, 30 seconds to a minute or so. Until you can feel that the stretch will loosen up a little bit. If not, move your foot in, okay? If you don't feel it loosening up, move that foot in, okay? Two versions. To the side. The other side. So even stretching is a workout. Turn, chest towards the foot, stretch. Try to get both hands, don't just think one hand, okay? It's a starting point, but think both hands. Opposite. Side might be more loose than the other. Depends on how you work yourself. Right-handed, left-handed, right-footed, left-footed. What gets more work is usually more flexible. We want to train all sides. We want to just train our favorite sides. That's how you get injuries. Now, I like to go forward and relax for about every set of 10. About 3 sets. Notice that my focus is forward, not rounding my back. Keep my back as straight as I can. Really feel that last one, okay? All right, butterfly. Feet in as close as you can get them. Use your elbows to push your knees down if you need to. Pull yourself forward. foot in, left foot out. Reach. Now from here, we're going to do a routine with one side and then go and do it with the other side. Glute on the back side. Opening our hip up a little bit. For those of you who can do the lotus yoga pose, you may not feel much with this one. For those of you who can't, like me, feel it with this one. Hitting similar muscles, just in slightly different ways. This is our twisting oblique core muscles. Use your arm, push, create that twist in the core. Same, use the other arm. Twist the other direction. Don't let this knee drop. Make sure this stays where it's at and twist. Straight out. You'll see how these are built off of the stretches 1, 2, 3 that you guys have already done. It's just higher variations of them. Hurdler stretch. He goes outside this way. Really try to push it as far as you're able to. You'll feel it stretching there if you have kind of tight hips, okay? center. Feel that there, it's like, whoa. You may not find you can go very far. It's all dependent on how open your own hip is. There's some natural openness, and then there's some that we can kind of train, but that's not as much as how much we naturally have open. It's we do our best that we can with what we're given. Towards the knee. So you notice I can't go near as far as the second one versus the third one because of how open my own hips are. I'm working on trying to improve what I've been given. If it feels too weird and too odd in your knee or anything, you don't have to do this one. Okay? Just see how things are going and see how it feels. If it feels too wrong, maybe don't do it. Repeat that on the other side. Having any trouble with some of these and you're going, my hip just doesn't go there, my knee doesn't do this, email the instructors and we'll be able to see if we can give you options to counteract the problem that you're running into. All right, thank you guys for following along with the stretch video routine. This is not, of course, the be-all, end-all of all the stretches that you should do for Taekwondo. There's always things that we can learn. If any of these you have trouble with and you need variations, we can give you variations. Just email your instructors and we'll try to get that to you as soon as possible. Belief! Belief is, yes, I can. Aya!